This is the Hohem iSteady M7, which is like the bigger brother of the Hohem iSteady V3. It includes an AI tracker and a removable remote control. What makes this gimbal special is the touchscreen on the remote, which allows you to see what you're filming in real time. And this can totally change the way you use a gimbal for filming. In this video, we'll explore the new M7 and compare it to the previous M6 version to see what improvements have been made. Now, a huge thanks to Hohem for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. I had the chance to meet the team in person at the IFA in Berlin this summer, and we had a fantastic time. They're actually celebrating their 10th birthday this year. Congratulations, Hohem, for a decade of making great gimbals. Now, many people ask if gimbals are necessary since smartphones already have a good image stabilization. Well, a gimbal can make your videos smoother with its mechanical stabilization and helps keep your horizon leveled. While most smartphone gimbals on the market can do that, the biggest benefit of these modern gimbals are the extra features they offer, making filming easier. They also allow you to move your camera in more complex ways, allowing you to achieve more creative shots. And that is where the Hohem M7 comes in with its various features and upgrades. So let's look at the build and design. Just like the M6, they kept the black and orange design, which looks fantastic and gives a professional appearance. The build quality is great and it has a nice rubber grip for better handling. Hohem also sent me their hand grip, which you have to buy separately. Now keep in mind, links to all products are in the video description below. Now I had a great experience using the extended grip. It really made handling the gimbal easier and provided more stability. And this is especially useful for low shots or when creating crane shots where you have to lift up the camera high. And I love that you can add extra accessories to the handle since it has various screw holes like a cold shoe mount and a 1/4 20 screw hole on top. And this was perfect for me to add an additional action cam to capture the behind the scenes of using this gimbal. What's also cool is that I can adjust the handle for a different grip position to improve the shooting experience. Unlike the M6, I like the fact that I can lock each arm axis. It keeps the gimbal steady and stops it from moving when carrying it around. The M7 is a little heavier at 629 grams, while the M6 weighs 551 grams, but it can hold a heavier payload of 500 grams compared to the 400 grams capacity of the M6. And with that heavy payload, this means you can use filters or heavier third-party lenses like an anamorphic lens without the gimbal becoming unbalanced. The gimbal works with most smartphones that are 58mm to 90mm wide. I easily mounted a special case that let me add a VND filter for cinematic motion blur in my videos. It also has fast charging, taking just 3 hours to charge the gimbal fully. The M7's battery lasts 12 hours, which is shorter than the M6's 18 hours. Still, I think 12 hours is enough for most uses. I used this gimbal for a whole day, even in the cold, and the battery lasted just fine. Now, when using AI tracking and fill light simultaneously, the M7 can be used for about 3 to 4 hours compared to 6 to 8 hours on the M6. Next, one of my favorite features, the detachable touchscreen remote. And I haven't seen this on any other mobile gimbal. It has a 1.4 full color LCD screen with a real-time preview, making it easy to film yourself and frame your shots. On the M6, you only had an OLED screen without a real-time preview or touch features. The touchscreen responds well and makes changing settings quick and easy. You're able to adjust the shooting modes, check the motor balance, adjust the joystick settings, change the follow speed, and so much more. I have all the important functions right at my fingertips. Also, you have a joystick on the remote that lets you control the camera direction. There is also an N button for quick changing the shooting modes if you don't prefer using the touch screen. I usually keep it in pan tilt follow as it gives me full control of the pan and tilt movement while keeping the roll axis locked. Now, it's also handy that I can start recording from the remote, or I can also remove it from the gimbal to trigger the record button from a distance. Now I've tested the Bluetooth shutter with the default camera app on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, Final Cut camera, and Blackmagic camera, and it works seamlessly. Now similar to the M6, the M7 has a magnetic AI tracker that clips onto the phone clamp and can face either direction. And this allows you to track yourself with the rear or front camera. Now the camera on this AI tracker links to the removable remote, letting you see what the camera sees in real time. The M6 doesn't have this feature. It aligns with your phone's main camera lens for a similar view. On the iPhone 16 Pro Max, that's the 1x lens. However, changing to the ultra-wide or telephoto lens on your smartphone doesn't change the view on the remote screen. It stays the same. Still, it gives you a good idea of what the camera is capturing and is especially useful for framing yourself. If your phone camera doesn't line up with the AI tracker camera, you can fix it by holding on the side button and then using the joystick to align the AI tracker camera with your phone's camera properly. Now there are several ways to turn on AI tracking. You can make the OK sign with your hand or use the remote touch screen. The AI tracker marks trackable subjects with a yellow box, and you can start tracking by double tapping a subject, which turns the box green. The AI tracker follows subjects well, keeping them in the center of the frame. It can even find me when I hide behind a tree and reappear. I can also move behind others and it will still follow me. You can also change the composition by holding up the L sign and adjusting your position for a different framing. You can also easily track multiple subjects and switch between them by double pressing on one of the yellow boxes. To stop tracking, I can raise my hand, press the side button to pause the tracking, or tap the screen 3 times to stop the tracking completely. Now I'm really amazed at how well the AI tracker works. It tracks accurately and smoothly, so you don't have to worry about being cut out of the frame. If you have a pet, the AI tracker can keep your dog or animals in the center of the frame. You can also track objects to keep that in the center of the frame. Now what's great about this AI tracker is that you don't need a Bluetooth connection or use the Hohem Joy app, which is Hohem's dedicated app for the M7. This means you can use pro video apps like the Blackmagic camera or Final Cut camera app to film in ProRes while also using the AI tracker. The M7 also has a built-in extension pole, which the M6 doesn't have, and it extends up to 193 millimeters. And this is perfect for taking shots from high or low angles. Vloggers will also love this feature because it lets you hold the camera from further away and capture more in the frame.
Let's see if I could switch the tracking over to Swen. So now Swen can start vlogging. Let me now switch over the track to my buddy Kevin. All right, now I got it. All right. That's pretty cool. I can just use the touch screen to decide whom to track. So I want to track myself again. Nice. Yeah, and also when I walk around, the footage is pretty stable. I think it's really awesome that you're able to track yourself while also having this remote controller to actually see what you're filming.
Now, like the M6, the M7 has a fill light built into the AI tracker, but it's stronger at 2 watts instead of 1. And this is great for filming in low light situations where you need to brighten up a subject's face. You can change the light's brightness and color temperature from cool to warm for the correct white balance. It also has an RGB mode, letting you pick different colors for a creative touch in your videos. So these were the main upgrades compared to the M6. Everything else has pretty much stayed the same. You have the different shooting modes, including the Inception mode with infinite 360-degree pan rotation. There's also an ultra-wide angle mode that adjusts the gimbal's position so it doesn't block the ultra-wide lens. Additionally, the gimbal features reverse charging, allowing you to power your phone while shooting or even when it's not in use. This is great because it helps extend the shooting time, as filming with your phone can drain a lot of battery. The controllable range is mostly the same. I'll show it right over here. You also still have the A and B motion button that lets you set a start and end point to create a moving time lapse, for example. And like mentioned before, both have an AI tracker with the ability to use gesture control. So let's talk about stabilization. If stabilization isn't good, other features don't matter, right? Using the M7 has really been a great experience. The video came out smoothly. Also, the extended grip made it easier to achieve more precise camera movements, resulting in better shots. I love that I can add external lenses lenses to achieve different looks without the gimbal struggling to balance the phone. The extension pole also gives me more options for creative shots without having to position myself awkwardly. So who is the Hohem iSteady M7 for, and should you upgrade from the M6? Now the M6 has many of the same features that the M7 offers. The biggest difference is that you have a detachable touchscreen remote controller that gives you creative freedom for self-filming. This way you can use the main camera on your iPhone, which produces higher quality than the selfie camera, regardless of what video app you are using. Plus, it has an AI tracker that keeps you centered in the frame while letting you monitor your shot. And finding a monitor that works with various apps is really difficult to find nowadays, and this really solves that problem. Now, let me know what you think about the Hohem iSteady M7 in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions, let me know. Now, if you're looking for its little brother, take a closer look at the Hohem iSteady V3, which is also an excellent gimbal for shooting videos on your mobile phone. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.